right. It is I, WJ. He's here. I am here for you, my child. Become one with the enlightened. Kind of, I was listening to, I put on different shit before I go to bed. And, when I'm on YouTube, I look at all these things, and sometimes I'll see something I save, like in my readings list for later. And there was some thing, it was kind of hokey, but it was kind of cool. A hing, some type of Maharaja stuff, like sayings. Like, I remember the guy goes, what is above is also below, like, so I said, let me save. It's like 10 minutes, so let me save. And there was also an audio book that came with it. So, I just, the, everything is continually turning, moving, nothing is static, so I like to listen to these pathetic words of prophecy, of logic, I why not, something a little different. To open your mind is not to keep it closed. So, you don't ask me what this stuff is, but you know, if I know a lot of people that like to listen to these get rich quick audio books. The Millionaire Fast Lane. Was it the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind? Actually, I read that book. I read, Think and Grow Rich. I read, you know, and I think what it is if you harp on it's. I know I've heard this saying: "It's a million ways to make $1 million." I know. I think the focus, the problem herein lies, and I know this is like very difficult to understand, but you're harping on the wrong aspect of it. It's like, well, I heard to do what you love and you never worked a day in your life. Yeah, well, you could stand there out there on the Hollywood Boulevard and street dance. You'll love dancing and not make any money. Okay, so you haven't worked a day in your life, but you're broke. Okay, because I know a guy that's been doing that for 30 years, 40, whatever. So that's not necessarily true. That you could make money doing whatever you want. That's not true. Not true. Not true. All these people that tell you can be whatever you want to be, you can do whatever you want. It is not true. They tell you when you're a kid to give you hope. Okay. You can't be whatever you want. I have a friend talked about this, wants to be a chess master, and I this other kid that destroyed me. Like he was like 6 years old. I thought he was going to be the next big thing. Like I think he's going to be a world champion. He's a monster. 6 years old, 6 or 8 year whatever, and he's like 19 right now. He's like number 11 in the country, number 103 worldwide. It doesn't matter. It's chess. It's not fucking auto racing or like the 11th best basketball player on the planet or something. The chess is different. You have to be the world champion or the United States champion or something very, very, top five. It's a big difference. It's not like in tennis, the 11th ranked player in the world or, whatever in the country. It's not the same. It's not a spectator sport. It's not a big deal. So you have to be. So anyway, he's 19, and someone goes, "Oh, you can keep getting better." You can't. You can't. Okay, it's like you peak. You peak like Mike Tyson. You're 20 years old, the youngest heavyweight champion. It's the same thing. You're going to peak out, and you're going to level off, and then you're going to decline, and some young person's going to come and take that. That's how it works. It's not, some people, they just don't understand this. I talk with this guy sometimes, and he's just a noob when it comes to the realization of competition. Not lemon ginger, it's chai spice with a special ingredient. Whew. This fallacy that you can be whatever you want to be. It's not. It's bullshit. It's not true. I get. There's specifics. There's specifics. You know, you want to be a plumber or something like that. But there's a lot of good plumbers out there. You know, there's Mike Diamond. There's fucking, AD Do. You know, like there's so many dang people. Anything you want to be in real estate. You know how many real estate agents are. You know how many doctors are. How many lawyers are. You know, you're not going to be the only one that can do anything. And you can even choose something that there's no money in. Like what I did was breakdancing. You know, whatever. It's there's people that there's a lot of people that can do. It's not a big deal. You know, it's like I told you, I go down, go to that thing in Irvine or whatever, in Orange County, and they go, oh, the breakdancers here. And I told them, I said, no, I have a name. You know, I told them street dancing, whatever. But I'm not the only one there. But it doesn't matter. You're not in a place where you're amongst your own kind. You know, these are older people. They're just like recreational dancers. You know, some of them were ballroom dancers or salsa dancers when they were a little younger, and they go out once a month to their thing. And and this leads me to the topic of the narrative of what I called this. Is it worth running around? You know, um, I guess it's kind of a vague thing. Is it worth running around? I mean, for what? I needed to sell some gold. I have, some, not that much, but it was a hard month for me because, I'm used to like getting money on certain days, and, you know, the, I can spend, it's quite a bit. I mean, it just depends. To me, a little bit can add up. I go get a haircut, it's $40. I buy a pair of brand new shoes, it's $55. I go to Trader Joe's, spend like 30, $40, whatever, $30 on food. Go hit the market, $30 on food. And 12 pack of the protein shake, $40 there. It shit adds up, man. But I rather invest it in myself than throw it away at a casino. When I drank, it wasn't even really that expensive. I didn't care. I spent 30, $40 at a bar, but it was counterproductive. You want to build, the best body you can. You're sitting there drinking beer. You're not moving around. You're not like putting good quality nutrients in there. You're not studying. You're not learning. You're not going to the gym. I mean, you're sitting there in a bar. That's why you don't see. Sometimes maybe you might see some dude really well built. He's not there all the time. He can't be. There's no way. Because I watched this thing with Larry Wheels talking about this tonight. And it was recorded a while ago. He's like 300 pounds. I didn't know he weighed that much, but this guy is no fucking joke. And, he talks about everything. The gear. He's a little, standoffish on the gear, and I get that. But he talks about, a full day of eating, and how this guy lifts and everything. And you can't, I heard this other guy talking about Michael O'Hearn saying this guy does not go to the movies. It's not, his whole life is training, his nutrition, his whole life. He goes home, he rests. And you're a fool if you don't think that guy's on. I mean, he's just not talking. He's just one of those guys. He just will not talk about that. But it's like the gear. The gear is very important, but they are working out hard. They're living a bodybuilding lifestyle, but without the hardcore anabolics. It's like, how can I say this? It's the chassis. It's like, it holds the car together. It's a frame, like it's not everything. Like, a car can't run without wheels, right? Can't run without gas or, even electric power, whatever. There's a power source coming from somewhere that, the steering component. So it's everything. It's everything. It's not just the supplements. It's not just the food. It's not just the training. It's not just the sleep. And it's not just the steroids. It's everything. Everything. Now you take out something like the, one vital component, you're going to see a noticeable difference. And especially a noticeable difference. You take out, anabolics. I mean, that's like, it's like all so important, but that is so important to where, there's no fucking way, that your body will expand like that. Like, no, there's no way. Now, even a guy 6'2", 6'3", without the gear, but like training as hard as they can, eating right, resting right, the guy would be maybe 230s, 240 maybe, who knows? But not without, the help, the gear is like, it's so instrumental to everything. It's like, it's just, it takes what it takes, like to become that. Now, I'm not going to be like that, that's, I remember I met like China once, Joni, passed away, the wrestler, the Saddle Ranch. She was like 200 pounds. I remember like she stood up, she was wearing like a pink jumpsuit. It was like, wow, just solid. Like, maybe she was a little bit lighter, some bodybuild like she's do, but like a 200-pound woman, I was like, fuck, dude. Now I'm 180. I'm working to get to 200 pounds, but I'm a guy, so it's not that big. Be fit, like fit is one thing, it's good, but big is very, very. It's not going to happen. I mean, I'm not going to take this shit, like. But there's a lot of shit that I will start, that I do take, because I feel it's worth it, like I've worked so hard, like. Now I'm not strong, like overall. I don't think. I mean, it's cute watching me trying to deadlift 340, in a commercial gym. It's funny, it's cute, But let me give you, like today, I did 7 sets. I was thinking, I'll say, okay, well, I'll do legs again, but I want to, mix it up, because doing the 300 reps, but and I just don't like doing the heavy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do front squats with 25 on each side, so 95 pounds, and then I'm going to do regular squats. And of course, regular squats easier than the front squat. And I guess I was kind of lazy, so I didn't change it up. What I did was, 1 set front squats, take a, catch my breath. 1 set back squats. Then again, set number 2, front squats and back squats. I was trying to hit 10 sets of each. I was able to do 7. On the last, I think the last set I upped it. I put 35 on each side, for the front squats and the back, Ideally, I should have went heavier. I should have went lighter to start off with, I guess I was just kind of lazy to keep changing the weights every second, like everything. I continually should be learning. I woke up, you know, and the hard thing is I make my best gains, when I'm up early, do my training and eat well, and go to bed early. Let your body grow. Wake up too late, then throws off, because then the breakfast timing is off. And I want to, and go in the gym in the afternoon. It's almost like close to, well, dinner I usually do later anyway, but I like the I like to hammer out all the breakfasts, in the morning, and then the tuna around noon, or 1 to 2, then the chicken enchiladas at like, 5, 4, 5, 6, and then, whatever, fish later, well, then a shake, in between. So Larry Wills talked about this. He goes, eating should be a war, and your gut should be full, and you shouldn't be hungry, you're eating constantly. Now, my goal is not to get to 300 pounds, but, you know, he makes some excellent points about the work required for anything. And if you're running around trying to meet chicks, running around, you're sacrificing. You're now like as guys, you want to spread the seed, I know. But it's like it's you gotta just remember that it's especially as you get older, you're not from the same time as some of these other people. And I've seen in some movies, whatever, some of these women, they want the daddy figure. Oh, I want to learn from an older guy who's been around, kind of thing. But, again, I'm not affluent, like I didn't, you know, that there's this chick that, I donate to, and it's kind of fun, like you know, uh, Latina chicks, big boobs. I mean, she's nice. And it's like, $100, the hotel room, and then, a couple, like 200 for her. So like, donate. So like $300 you're in. And, it's just like, it's like, well, I'm available tonight, if you want to hang out and have some fun. Think, man, this one security guy that I talk with at this bar, I stand outside, I talk with him sometimes. He said, man, until, you get rid of that self-doubt in your mind, you're always going to be paying for it. You're always going to be paying for it. And it's like, well, I mean, it could be self-doubt. It could be just, I mean, this was even before COVID, before even COVID started. The difficulties of you being a lone wolf going out there during the day or at night. I remember, like, that's why I started this channel. Like, I was starting to talk about this in the beginning. Don't allow social conditioning to brainwash you. You can't do this. Society says you can't. I mean, if there's a law against it, that's a different story, of course. But there's no law that says you can't talk to women if she's with other people. guys that all want to kick my ass. I remember, like trying to get me out of there in this life, just standing outside this high-end private nightclub, the bouncer's looking at me like, what are you doing here? It's like, well, I'm on a public sidewalk. It's none of your fucking business. The guy put the flashlight on me. And I'm off on the side. I'm not standing by his railing or anything. It's like, making it sound like, I have no right to be there, But I do have a right to be there. I'm not on their property. I'm on a public sidewalk. So once they come out, it's fair game. People want to try to like get you out of there in this life, And the problem with that is it has a tendency to create frustration. And that frustration can lead to anger. And it's very difficult because here you are, and you just want yours. You want your little nut, like you want to, whatever it is, like you want to try to talk to women. And society just like doesn't make it that easy. Well, they'll hang out in a coffee shop. So you're just going to sit there and hope some woman walks in that's to your liking and then go, no. I see women I'm attracted to everywhere and anywhere. At night, during the day, wherever. And society puts up this social conditioning that no, you have to meet them at a comfortable venue where there's all these other competition, all other dudes. And you see, with that type of thinking, you're not going to shine. You're not, because that's all it takes is one dude that's like, he's got incredible good looks, tall, whatever, successful, and you're just blown out of the water right there. You have no chance. You have no chance. Look, and slim pickings in there, and I just didn't want to reprimand these chicks. These two, one of them was decent, the other one was like, she's okay. Why are you here? Like, I just asked one to dance, and they kind of just, and after they did, they walked away. I go, why are you here? Like, what is your thing? And then the woman running the show was asking me, she said, I don't get it. This one guy won't dance with me. Like, I go, what is it you don't get? I mean, I already talked about this, but it's worth it. Like, the woman's sense of entitlement, like, they just have so much power, that they do, because, we gave it to them. And I'm not saying they're supposed to be like on their hands and knees and do nothing, but they're so difficult, they're so difficult where, it's like, okay, here's what I feel. Okay, so I go to that dance event, and there's like these older women, and they don't care. They'll dance with you, even holding hands, doing fun shit, a couple things. Why can't it be the same thing when meeting women in society, like wherever you go? Why can't they just give you a brief interview? Like, if you see one you like and you go hi, why can't they just stop and size you up within like a minute or two? Like, would it kill them? Just like, the woman that dances with you for one song. See what you're about. They could be, it's like, I mean, if you saw a briefcase, like full of cash, wouldn't you pick it up? I mean, it's like, my point is, you don't know what you're missing. You don't know. Like, I wish it worked the same way with women. Like, they'll come up to me, some woman that found me kind of intriguing would dance, says, I would love to get to know you. Can I just talk to you for a minute or two? No, I gotta go. I'm busy, kind of thing. You're fucking busy. Everybody's so goddamn busy. You know what? You know how long it took for me to get down to Fullerton? I look at it like this. I'm willing, to talk to somebody for a couple minutes. It'd spend 2 hours for me to get to this venue. People, it's just like social conditioning. Like, they're brainwashed because they watch these shows and they think they see these guys that are dangerous. Oh my God, he's a guy by himself. Like, it could be a wolf in sheep's clothing. I love that one. Yeah. So dangerous. I'm so dangerous, oh, they're stronger than us. They can do. I tell women. I told the woman, and I think, she heard these horror stories about guys drugging her drink. I heard, I go, and her friend was almost raped, and I said, grab a guy by the nose, pull his ears, poke him in the eyes, kick him in the balls. I mean, there's so many weak points, on guys. What you can try to you grab his dick. There's a million things women can do. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? The guy can't do anything, you know. But they make us out to be like it's so difficult, like for us to meet somebody. Like, I mean, maybe it's just my perception. But this is the vibe that I'm getting. It doesn't matter. During the day, people are busy. At night, they're with their friends, are busy. It's just not conducive. It's never, even before COVID, it was always like this. You go to these bars, it's all these guys that see the same dudes that see each other all the time. I spent years upon years upon years upon years going to these bars, and then you hope some chick's gonna come in there or something like that. Yeah, and then it's like it's not our first time there. Guys get defensive and they want to fight over this, and so it's like, where the fuck do you go? There is no place. There is. Go to like go to your synagogue, go to a church or something. To me, that's being a wolf in sheep's clothing, because if you have no interest in that shit, you shouldn't be there. It's Bubbermonsters, bullshit, okay? I'm not into religion. I think it's all nonsense, okay? Anyway, so my thoughts on that is like running around, unless it's dances, I guess, and I got to be honest with you, it's like a waste of time, because I'm not getting any. I'm not getting any. Not getting any action. I'm not getting nothing. So it's just not really doing anything for me. It's not the $100 I pay to get home at midnight from there. It's just you would think there'd be tons and tons and tons and tons of single women like in their 40s and their 50s that would go. Maybe try to meet. They just don't. They look. They're whatever it is. I don't. It doesn't matter what it is. It just is what it is. Like it's. You can't change society. You can't. You can't. People. They're conditioned the way that they are, and that's it. I mean, things open at a certain time, they close at a certain time. Some days things aren't open. People have to do this and that. So people are kind of robotic, linear, and mechanical in many ways. And I try not to be. I try not to be this way. Of course, you have to function. Like, okay, well, can't go to the gym when the gym's not open. You know. I know in Fullerton it was funny. There's a Planet Fitness there that's open 24/7. Cute. Cute. Anyway, you know, I guess it just bothers me the most when I see what I like, and that linear, robotic, mechanical thinking. It's like they're on the phone, they're busy, they're with somebody else, they're going someplace, and you can't just stop. Can it's not. It's just not that dumb compliment. Well, I really admire your style. It's just not enough. It's not enough, to get them to be intrigued by you, you know? And that's why I thought like dancing was my HDV, was my high demonstration value. Like in a nightclub, I thought, well, you go to the club and you do dancing. It's like, well, there's your opener. That's how you do it. And it led to like, arrogance, on my part. Arrogance, Rick Martel, the I mean, in my entire life, some women did approach me and just, you know, it just really, I guess, is a combination of anger and arrogance at that time. I guess I'd probably have that if I became really wealthy. I probably would be, because now they want me because I have money, you know, the kind of thing. I'd really just be, but then I would use that money to get what I want. So, you know, I guess, you know, I know that dumb Madonna material world, you know, I mean, it's true. It's true. I mean, you look up all these houses in the Hollywood Hills, it doesn't matter if these people, these guys are nice guys or anything. The bottom line is they are brute. They are just, they're, you know, the bottom line, they are successful. That's all it is. Brutally honest. You know, they're a successful man, and that's why they get those kind of women. You know, it's status, it's money. You know, what it just pays for so much. Look. I mean, it's like, and I'm just surprised that so many guys, like, they fall for this. Like, they give these women basically carte blanche, key to the vault. You know, like they have, like, I just don't prescribe to this way of thinking. I don't think this way. I don't know how they do, and I don't know how they think. I only know how I do and how I think, based on my life experience, based on my learning, based on what I see out there, based on social conditioning. You know, how I perceive things. And it's not having a negative attitude. It's not having doubt or fear. It's perception of reality, of what I see. I've experimented different ways. I've had guys want to beat the shit out of me because I'm trying to talk to women. I've had so many different things, you know, happen to me. And then I've tried ignoring them. I've tried this to this, polar opposite, ignoring them and then giving them, trying everything. Believe me, there is nothing that I have not tried when it comes to trying to get women. And it's just, you know, you're in an environment that's very toxic, you know, kind of. It's not, well, I use that word toxic in a way that it implies interference. You know, people are going, you know, everything's going faster, cars are going, everybody's you got to go. Like, people are walking, they just will not stop. Like, well, I got to go. I can't wait for the light to change. I'm on the phone, I'm doing this, I'm driving, I can't look. I'm not like this. I don't think this way. You know, I just do not think this way. I think in terms of my life and enjoyment of getting everything out of this while I'm here, not about the way that society tells you how to think. Now, you do have to go by laws. You know, the people don't even go by the laws. They just cross the street whenever they feel. They don't even go to a crosswalk. I mean, I see things that just boggle my mind. And you know what? I don't allow it to affect me, because I'm glad that I don't do those things. I'm glad I don't think like most people. Unfortunately, it doesn't shine. It doesn't create a spotlight to where women will be like, wow, I mean, this guy really is patient. Boy, this guy, he notices the stuffed animal, like, in the store. Like, he thinks it's cute. You know, it's just, it doesn't shine. It's not enough power. It's not all these things. Like, there's this Latino woman, really beautiful, tall. Like, I saw her in this TJ Maxx, whatever, by the Beverly Connection. And you know, I don't even want to talk about it, because you know what? It just goes to show you that no matter what's inside here, it's not enough. It's not enough. It really isn't. In the movies, it's enough. In the movies, it's enough. What's inside here, okay? All right. I mean, I'm just so sorry to tell you the truth, you know. You know, and it's so sad. And the reason why what's in here is not enough is because of the toxic interference that's created in society. Everybody watches TVs and movies and everything like that, and they see the luxury lifestyle. They're rich, they're rich, they're rich, and the famous, the famous. Of course, they want that. And if you don't have that, and you don't look like that, then you're kind of like pushed down and out. You know, they try to get you out of there. And that's why, you know, I love strength and power, because, you know, if some dude tries to push me down and out, they're gonna have to push really fucking hard, because that's all I fucking do is focus on. I mean, you know, dancing is not, you know, it's like, that's great, but like a guy can just come, you know, come up to you and, you know, a guy that works out, that's got some strength, they can stand right in front of you, and you're not even, don't exist, you know, like boxing you out in front of a woman, you know. Look at me, I'm dancing, look at me. Now, I used to really like it. I mean, I used to think, but this black guy, this security guard, told me something I'll never forget. He said, like, the biggest thing for him was, like, just getting women naked in his bed. Like, that's, like, the most important thing to that guy. It's nothing else. Everything that he does is to achieve that goal. And I said, I thought about it, I said, God, you know, I'm going out there dancing my ass off, walking home at night, 2 a.m, sweating, like my clothes is soaked. Night after night, week after week, month after month, year after year, decade after decade. And it just never fucking ends, you know, like, because what you're doing does not hold any water. It's not what a successful man does. And it's like, you know, you could. I mean, I'll just end it at that. Now, I'm not working out to try to attract a woman, because I know that's not a big deal. That's not why I do it. I do it because I really like enjoy, you know, testing myself and becoming the best version of myself in every facet possible. That's one of them. It's not everything, but it's an important component for me. The Greeks believed if you had a strong mind, you know, strong body, you have a strong mind. You have that, like, will, iron will, like, to dedicate yourself, to push yourself, to drive yourself, you know, to make the best version of yourself in all different ways. I mean, there's guys incredibly built that are dead broke, okay. There's guys that are billionaires that look like shit, you know, whatever, can't even get out of the car, they fat, whatever. But look at that guy, like that Mike O'Hearn guy. Look at the way that guy's built, and look at his net worth. You know, he makes $4 million a year, or whatever, like that. Jesus, pretty badass to me, in my opinion. You know, to have so much knowledge in health and fitness, money. It's like, yeah. mentioned, I'm working on my doctorate. It's going to take me another year and a half if I'm lucky. Hopefully, I'll get this thing. No guarantee of nothing, you know? There's no guarantee of nothing. But I know if you do nothing, you're going to get older and just, it's going to be like the opportunities are just going to be further and further away from you, you know? You don't want to be in your 50s and have nothing. I mean, nothing going on. You know, don't know what to do. I mean, that's a really, really bad way. I have this friend, he's like almost 60. He's hustling under the table jobs and sending flyers. He makes a little, we made 150 tonight, you know. Yeah, you know, but that's, you know, he said, "Oh, you had a safety deposit box full of all this money." I said, "How much?" Yeah, he didn't even know how much he had. You know, should have bought property years ago when you could have. Rich people own property. The poor people own nothing. The poor people scrape by and they pay rent. They don't own nothing. You gotta own some property. I don't give a fuck if it's a land, if it's a couple acres in Wyoming or fucking in Montana or anything. I mean, that's like, you know, rural land, whatever. But you know, my dream is my condo in Vegas. At least I can't be living in poor people's housing in my 50s. You're finished. You never have nothing. What the hell did you do your whole life? You know. Now I've made catastrophic mistakes. Catastrophic. But I'm repairing them. It takes time. You know, you destroy your credit. It takes time. Probably another couple of years, but I'm working on it. I tried to like get that condo and try to kill it. Like I tried to get it in one shot, and I was close too. I needed a little bit more leverage my way. I would have had it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It can still be achieved. You know, you got to use your age, your intelligence, everything to try to salvage your life. Make every year count. Like, you know, you don't want to be 60 years old. It's just finished. Even at 50, if you really don't, if you're not like really focused by that, then there's no, you're not, it's not going to happen. It's too late. It's not going to happen. You wasted your 20s, your 30s, all your 40s. There's no grand light bulb that's going to go on and you're 50 years old. Oh, now I know how to become a successful man. No, 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 no. Those people that have made it by 50, they were grinding away somehow. They figured, okay, well, this doesn't work. Okay, let's put all, let's like energy, like a laser. Let's focus this way. If that doesn't work, let's put all the energy. Let's go this way. Something has to open up. It has to. It has to. It has to. If you give up all the toxic things in your life, like I did. I gave up fucking gambling all my money away. I gave up drinking. Gave up all these things. Good has to come in. It has to. It has to. It has to. Most people, they you know, the thing with the marijuana, you know, they smoke their, that's all toxic crap and bullshit. It will keep you from being the best version of yourself. It will. It has to. How could something be good for you if you take a smoke out of something? You're coughing. How can that be good for you? It's not. It's escapism. It's bullshit. And that's so easy. That's so easy to find escapism. You know, drinking in some bar. You know, like you're getting, you know, inebriated. You know, oh, you know, this is great. I don't have to think about nothing. Yeah, you don't have to think about nothing. You don't have nothing. I did that for years and years and years and years. Didn't get me anywhere. Same with the gambling and the cards. I thought I was going to be a pro card player. Weight loss, whatever money I had, didn't matter. Drinking, gambling, okay? I gave it all up. I gave all that shit up. And it feels like sometimes I'm wasting my time in the gym. what am I doing here? You know, what am I fucking, you know, you're not going to get any better built. You're pretty much maxed out. Like you're good shape. That's it. It's not going to get any better. But it's better to do that than to go back to that fucking life that I had. You know, until something opens up, and something has to. It has to. But eventually. But how many people are willing to persevere long enough till it happens? I got a friend, he just recently contacted me. He grew up with this guy. He calls me up. I know he's drunk when he called me up, but this guy, like, he had it really fucking bad. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I'll just tell you this: that if he could find like his route, to go ahead, because he's one of those guys that will grind like hard. He'll get up at 5 in the morning. He'll work like he will. But he got the short end of the stick, like with his childhood friend that we had that fucked him in business, and it's not his fault. It's not his fault. But he just he took it's really he had a really fucked up road. And I feel bad for him because he just doesn't seem he can't figure it out like his path because. Just I really don't want to talk about it because I don't want him to get offended. He kind of has a thin skin when it comes to criticism. And we grew up together, like I trust the guy, but he had some fucked up things that happened to him. Losing a house, just like things that just are similar to me, but different ways. I didn't lose a house, but like I'm talking catastrophic things that I couldn't like plug into like fulfilling my full potential. I'm talking about me. And I hate that because I hate it when people tell me how smart I am. It's like, well, if I'm so smart, why am I broke? Why am I a success in life? Because to me that's not smart. It's not smart. Barely surviving is not smart. Thriving, is smart. It's like what you want. Getting the things out of life, like that you want, that will make you happy while you're here. That's success, just like in my mind. And you can't, look at other people, like their story, their situation. It doesn't matter. Mommy and daddy helped them, good for them. There's a woman, that's around my area, they have these giant houses, they're protected by, but they got it in a divorce. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's like you got to be selfish. And I know we're taught that word, but it's an important. It actually is in a good. It could be in a good way. It is in a good way if you're focused and determined. You're selfish. You're focusing on yourself. You don't look to these people in bars or these broke people that for advice because they never made it. They can't. They're I know. Sometimes you just got to sit by yourself. You got to sit by yourself and try to figure out your path. And it takes time sometimes. Turn off the TV, turn off the phone, and sit there and just try to say, okay, I'm this old. What can I fucking do now? What can I do? Take out a piece of paper, whatever, to sit there and fucking think. And at 35, I asked myself that, and it was like, go back to school. As long as it takes. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It matters that you do whatever it takes to get to where you want to go. It doesn't matter how long. It doesn't matter. Or if you want to start a new career, or if you have a dream of a business or something. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't fucking work. And you'll know if it doesn't work. And if it does work, then you stick with it. If it doesn't work, give it up and start something else. Branch off into something close. Look, I told you, I applied for various jobs in Las Vegas, like I thought with my dance experience, I have a master's degree, I have a postmaster's degree too. They're not calling me, so, but I'm open-minded to things. It's like you got to be in a hurry, but you got to take your time too. I know it doesn't make any sense, but it's true. You got to be like thinking, okay, what can I fucking do? That's like the hurry, but then it takes time. Then that's where the patience comes in, because you don't want to be in your 50s. Because I have a friend, this guy I know him. He's the nicest person in the world, but that's all he does is smoke and drink all day. He's got nothing. Life has no purpose, no meaning for him. He's lucky he has like a rich family that is throwing money for his rent, a little bit of pocket money, but he's got nothing. Now again, nicest guy in the world, but I just don't think this way. Like I like having nice things. I like, I would love for like the women that I'm attracted to be able to have fun with them. He doesn't care. It doesn't apply to him. It applies to me. Now, if I thought the way he did, then I wouldn't even have this channel. I wouldn't even care. But I do care. I think life is, you got to challenge yourself to be the best version of yourself possible. Anyway, that's enough for now. But I hope that you kind of came away with something on this one. I sometimes it's really hard. Like, look, I told you I went to Fullerton. I was so sure I'm gonna meet somebody, women, and have fun. It doesn't happen. It's really breaks your spirit sometimes. But you just gotta hang in there with everything. And just say, all right, well, now they're gonna have a Valentine's Day thing. I'm not gonna go. It's a combination of, you know, they want like $55 to get in, but I've been going to these events for like 8 months, in a row now, and I'm not meeting anybody. So it's like it's breaking my spirit. I don't want to go. Like, if you're not getting your needs met, what's the point? Give it a break for a little while. A month or two. I'd rather just focus on my workouts. It's easier. I like to be able to eat. I like to be able to train, sleep. If I run around, then it throws me out of my rhythm. Like, just. I wish it was easy as climbing a mountain, because you could see the summit. You could see the peak. You go through life and you can't see that mountain. It makes it that much more difficult, because you don't know. Like, it's like the ship leaving the harbor. The ship may never leave the harbor. Earl Nightingale talked about that. With directions, the boat, it'll make it get to its destination 9,999 times out of 10,000. A ship with no direction won't even make it out of the harbor. It won't. But the problem is, the older you get, your goals have to change. You're not the same person you were when you were 20, 30, 40, now coming up on 50. Some things about you are the same, but a lot of things aren't. Anyway, that's enough for now. Sorry to be such a Debbie Downer, man, but it's when you just it's like I wrote that movie, and it's in the Writers Guild, the WGA, the Heart of a Dancer. It's there. I really thought somebody would take interest in my script. I really did. I really thought. I wrote a beautiful, inspirational movie, Rocky of Dancing. I really did. And I tried. I really tried to reach out to as many people as I could. Nobody would fucking listen to me. But that's not like the only thing. It's like you don't want to spread yourself too thin, but you can't bank on that one dream coming true. It's too much. You're putting everything in this. It's not practical. It's not realistic. Even with getting a doctorate degree, I remember like when I was going for my master's, the schools make money, that's for sure. That's their agenda. It's a business. Doesn't guarantee you a job, doesn't guarantee you a career, doesn't guarantee you status, doesn't guarantee you anything. I just didn't know what else to do. So I was thinking productive, like but again, I was still gambling at that time and I was still drinking, so it doesn't. How can you be productive when you have those toxic things going on in your life? And boy, I'll tell you something, when you give up on those things, don't think like within a week or a month, oh wow, it's so far behind me. Dude, it takes fucking years. I'm gonna say this one more time. It takes fucking years. Years, okay? But it's worth it. You just keep going down that wrong road. You're just going in the wrong direction. You just never will. Never will get it. Anyway, that's enough for now. Hang in there. It's not getting mad. It's just you're in a tough environment.